Don't forget your why. Don't forget the reason you got in the game. Last night I was watching I watched a documentary and then I fell asleep and then Homecoming by Beyonce was on. Excuse my nose, y'all know I'm stuffy. It's been a long birthday weekend. I've been had a lot of dairy, so I'm mad stuffy. But yeah, Homecoming by Beyonce came on. So I was just watching. Of course, I watched it a million times. So I was just watching it and just in awe, of course, and just loving Beyonce. Cause I'm like half asleep, but I'm up. And I just the feeling came over me like, bro, that's what I want to do. Like that's what I want to do. Like that is what I'm doing. All that I'm doing it for. And it was just like sometimes we get so stuck up in the mundanity of the business side of things and all of the little intricacies that goes into our ultimate dream that we rarely just get the bask in the childlike love of our passion. And I'm just like, bro, that's just all I want to do. I just want to shoot music videos, create sets, write songs, and perform. Like that's all I want to do. And so it's just like I just wanted to bring it back to the center of like, don't lose the plot. Like don't lose the main reason why you started doing what you're doing. Like don't forget your why. And yeah, so you already know what's up. I'm Jamai. This is another episode of Manifesting Stardom, and this is my journey to being the biggest star in the world. And I just express to y'all the things that I'm going through or how I'm feeling, and that's how I kind of felt this morning. And so I have some scriptures kind of to support my feelings of like you're not off track, but just don't forget why you're doing what you're doing. And that's kind of like the first reason. Like don't forget your why. Don't forget the reason why you started doing what you're doing. Don't forget the reason why you're doing all the stuff that you're doing is for, because that's what's going to drive it. You know what I mean? You can't be on, I mean, you can be on the right path and still lose clarity. You know what I mean? And forget the reason you're behind it. But you're grinding, you're building, you're creating income streams must be the fuel for the vision. And I think that's why I'm kind of where I am, because starting a new business or going into a whole different direction has always been looked at from my perspective as a negative thing. Like if I'm doing anything else that's not music, then it's taking time away from the music. It's taking time away from being an artist. And so I've recently adopted a different theory that I'm intelligent, I'm gifted, and I'm smart enough to allow myself to make money in different ways, like a bartending business, without it affecting my vision. And I believe that, and I know that that's true. But I've always been under the concept that like, if you want to be an artist, you need to be an artist, and everything about your fiber of your being needs to be centered around artistry. You know, stepping out of that with vlogging, with showing more of my personality, more of the fitness, more of my behind the scenes, doing my bartending business. Even, to some extent, back in the day, it was doing singing telegrams. I struggled with it because I was like, I'm an artist. Artists don't do this. Artists don't show up to people's houses and singing telegrams. That's some amateur. You know what I'm saying? So like as I evolve, I am I'm changing that mindset. But at the same time, the reason that I always thought that way is because it can be very risky. Because once you start doing something else and you gain enough comfort or enough income, that's enough for you not to ultimately put the time and energy into what your main focus is. And so I think that was just kind of the moment I had yesterday where it's just like, bro, you starting a bartending business, you doing this, you doing that, but don't forget the main thing, bro. And I say it all the time, if I could perform on stage every single day for the rest of my life, I would be happy. If I never had a day off from today until the day I die, and I just sang and performed on stage every day, I would be happy. I would be happy. I would be happy because I'm my most happiest when I'm performing. I'm the most happiest when I'm creating. I'm the most happiest when I'm singing. And so I know that. And it's like doing other things to contribute to that path, there's nothing wrong with that. But just don't forget your why. And the scripture for that is Proverbs 29:18. It says, where there's no vision, the people will perish. And that basically translates, if you don't keep the vision in front of you daily, if you don't work at it daily, you won't, if you don't keep it in front of you daily, you'll lose it. You know what I'm saying? If you do keep it in front of you, you won't ever lose it. You won't lose direction. You won't, vacillate back and forth between being productive and not being productive, or doing this business venture and then another business venture. Just keep the main thing the main thing. And then the second point is like, this is a season of preparation, not punishment. That's what I have in my notes. Like, this is a season of preparation, not punishment. And so, you hear about famous people that say like every job, or very successful people, they say every job they had has helped assist them in their purpose. James Cameron, the director of Avatar and Titanic, he talked about how when he was a truck driver, he used some of those same skills as a truck driver while he's being a director and a creator. You know what I'm saying? And so that's also like what we have to keep in mind, while what we're doing may not be the thing, but it's contributing to the thing. And we have to find ways to connect the dots, find ways to, like with my singing Telegram business, a big part of my business is, outside of the singing, a big part of is knowing my demographic, knowing about how to please clients, knowing what really matters to my clients, knowing what really matters to my potential customer. They value their loved ones, and they value really impressing their loved ones, really showing and expressing that they love somebody. That's what their main focus is. Their main focus is not me. Their main focus is not even them. The main focus is, how can I show my wife how much I love her? How can I do something different to show my mom how special she is? How can I encourage and show my daughter how proud of her I am? You know what I'm saying? That's what they value. They want it to be special for their loved one. And so that can mean different things, but it really all means the same thing. And I think that that quality, that ability to truly care about what my client wants, and know what they values, is something that I know I need to carry into my career with my fans, carry into my career with other business ventures, of like, what really matters to people. And what people value the most is being heard, is being listened to and valued. And so that's just an example of how, the singing telegrams is not the thing that I love. I like those singing telegrams, but that's what's paying my bills for me to get to where I want to get to. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with the bartending business. Y'all know I'm starting that, and that's new for me. But I'm sure with bartending, all it is giving a great service, having a great personality, and making people feel like they're having a luxury experience. And so all of that is almost the same exact thing of what an artist or a famous artist would do for their fans. It's about making your fans feel heard and feel relatable and seen. And so those things are things for me to embrace, and use to help me in the long run. But that's not the end. Like, always remember that that's not the end all be all. That's just the characteristics that you gain, the skills that you hone to contribute to being the artist, Jamai. The biggest star in the world, the celebrity, the person that people all over the world know who you are, and you're just this regal figure, but you're able to come down to earth and make people feel comfortable, make people feel safe, make yourself feel relatable to people. So all those things. So I gotta like continuously think about that, because right now I'm funding my dream with these things. You know, I'm building discipline, I'm building patience, I'm sharpening my skills, but you know, my heart is like, I wish all I had to do was perform. Like that's how I feel. I just want to perform. I just want to sing. You know what I'm saying? But understanding that all of these experiences I'm having are contributing to me, when on one day that's all I will have to do is just sing. Um, so yeah, the scripture, uh, I mean, this is the season where I'm training. You know, this is my training ground energy. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Scripture is Zechariah 4:10. It says, "Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin." To see the work begin, and that basically means like this part may not look like the dream, but it's building the capacity for it. It's building the capacity for it, and just trusting and knowing that like I'm not losing the plot is the important thing. But sometimes, like I said, I just was feeling like, man, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but it ain't singing. But that's what's going to contribute to me getting to that space, you know. And the last point is like, keep the main thing in front of you daily, and that's a big thing too, which I think I do pretty well with. But I could do better. You know what I'm saying? I could do better. It's like even when you building everything else, your time is so limited, and like a big part of what I do, I gotta keep my body right. I gotta pump these videos out every day. I gotta pay my mortgage. I gotta travel to make money. It's so much that I have to do. But like an example, I haven't had dance practice in close to a month, because my schedule has just been so busy. Like I haven't sang and practiced singing in front of my mirror in almost a month, because, you know, some days I'm trying to just get practice done, or piano done, or guitar done. I haven't recorded in a while because my computer been kind of acting crazy. And so it's like life is going to put those things in front of you, but you have to diligently fight to whatever that thing is. You need to be that thing every day. And so, you know, I do practice piano and guitar, but I don't get in front of that mirror and do that choreography and belt out the notes every day like I should. And I think that's a big part of it, because when I'm on my stage down here, I'm also at the Tonight Show. You know, I'm also in an arena. And so life doesn't give you what you want, it gives you who you are. And so I know that's like a big thing. So I know I'm gonna be doing that today. So probably the next episode or something after this is gonna be me performing. But yeah, it's been a while. And so that is the main reason that you have to fight for what it is. If you're a writer, you need to write every day. You need to write every day. Yeah, of course you need to read about how to do publishing and different skills on writing and doing, you know, figuring out who the best publisher is, and, you know, looking for graphic designers for you. All of those things that contribute to it are great, but you need to be writing every day. You know what I'm saying? If you're a singer, you need to be singing every day. If you're a chef, you need to be cooking every day. If you're an interior designer, you need to be interior designing every day, every single day. If you're a content creator, you need to be creating content every day. And so that is why it's so important to not lose the plot, to not get discouraged, because you have to be that person every day. And so the scripture for that is Colossians 3:2. It says, "Set your mind on the things above, not on earthly things." What the translation is, keep your focus on the higher calling, not just the temporary ground. And that's so true. Excuse me. Keep your calling, like keep the main thing, bro. And so with all that I watched Beyonce in her glory, and I was just like, man, She killing it. Like, I love this. Like, I love everything about this. I love all the hard work that comes along with this. I love the reward of putting a show together and then being able to perform it because you know it by heart, because you've been practicing and practicing, and you know all your light cues, and you know your band cues, and you know all your choreography, and you know where you get more vocally, and you know where you draw back. I just love everything about it. I love everything about it. And so it was just like, yeah, I need to get back to it. But also, this morning, I had to give myself grace because everything that I'm doing is still contributing to that. I'm not in the gym to be a bodybuilder. I'm in the gym to have the best body as an artist on my album covers. You feel me? To look great aesthetically while I'm performing. You know, I'm not just doing these vlogs for the sake of vlogging. I'm doing this so that it can contribute to my legacy when I'm famous and I'm iconic and I'm world renowned and there are artists coming up behind me. And it's even for me where I can reflect to see where I've come from. You know, I'm not just practicing piano for the sake of it. I'm practicing piano so that I can write better songs and I can create and I can understand music better and I can really truly be a master at my craft. Same with guitar. I'm not just doing dancing for cardio. I'm doing this so that I can be an excellent performer. You know what I'm saying? Even bartending, I'm not just bartending to learn a skill to bartend. I'm doing it to earn another income, but I'm also doing it to meet people. I'm doing it so that I can network and put myself in positions that maybe they wouldn't normally have a performer because they don't have the budget or because they already have entertainment. So I'm putting myself in rooms in a different way while still maintaining the integrity of who I am as an artist. You know, same thing with the telegrams, you know. I ain't doing it just to do telegrams. I'm doing it because I love serving people. I love serving people and I love to sing. You know what I'm saying? And that builds my visibility as an artist as well. So all the things that I'm doing are contributing, you know. So as long as you keep the main thing, that's the only thing that matters. But it does suck sometimes. It does suck. Where you're just like, man, I literally just want to wake up, get off my tour bus or get off my plane, go to sound check, and just sing my songs to fans that love my album, love my music, and they just want to rock with me. And then I can go backstage and I can meet my fans at the stage. I can kiss babies, I can shake hands, and I can create relationships with fans that support me and that travel to see my shows from city to city. And you know, then I can take that money and I can donate it to charity. I can just create trends for people to give back. And just, that's what I want to do every single day, man. That's what I want to do. But this is what it costs to get to that point. So, yeah. So keep the main thing. Do what you love and do it every single day. And just don't despise the days of small beginnings. And that's all that matters. So, you already know what it is. Thank you for tapping in. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.